Stray is this summer's biggest gaming hit that allows you to experience a story as a quadrupedal feline who has found themselves in a strange neo-noir cyberpunk city. Now that this highly anticipated indie gem has hit the market, is it ready for a round of A-paws, or does it deserve some time in the kennel? I'm not going to apologize for that, by the way. My name is Pezzel56X, better known as Pez, and this is my review of Stray. Stray is a wholesome, endearing, and easy-to-play game that lacks deep combat and intense puzzles, which means it is playable for anyone who is interested in what it brings to the table. While the term "lax" may sound like it is a negative, it is quite the opposite. Stray's decision to not really have any combat or intense puzzles means the game can stick to its roots of giving you a story-driven experience with a very, very pretty environment. Stray will give you anywhere between 4 to 7 hours of gameplay, and the question remains, is this game worth its $30 price tag? Before I can truthfully give you that answer, let's talk about graphics and frame rate. Stray shines in the audio and graphical department. I mentioned in my intro that Stray's Dead City, the city where you will spend most of your time in, is a neo-noir cyberpunk setting which relies on flashing neon lights set around warm colors like reds, oranges, and yellows to really bring the scenery to life. With OBS closed, I was able to run this game at ultra settings at 144 frames per second, and it ran pretty well. Ultimately, when recording this video, I capped the frame rate to 60 and dropped the graphics to medium so it would run smoothly while recording. I mentioned this because medium settings and capped at 60 frames still gave me a great looking and smooth experience throughout my entire playthrough. I mentioned the colors of Dead City, but I didn't mention its inhabitants. The city is populated with robots that have incredible expressions. The art team at BlueTwelve Studio did a lovely job making these robots feel very human-like in their facials. It reminded me, and this is going to be a throwback, I think, to a lot of the parents out there, it reminded me of the Alfie 2 Playschool robot in their facial design. It isn't just the graphics that really make Stray stand out, it is also the audio. From everything to the pitter-patter of the cat's feet to the rain falling down in water or on cement, Stray makes sure that your environmental sounds are given top priority. There is no English, in a sense, as robot jumbles are translated by your AI companion. So because of this, BlueTwelve Studio emphasized everything around you to give you this clean, crisp experience that sounded incredible in my surround sound headphones. And now let's talk about the gameplay and mechanics. And this is where Stray starts to feel a little flat for me. I mentioned earlier that there's no deep combat or intense puzzles, and the limited combat you come across is shining a UV light to cause bacteria to explode. This means it is pretty pick up and play for anyone, but if you're looking for this deep cat combat-like experience, you are not going to find it here. The draw of this game is playing as a cat. You can jump all nimbly-bimbly from rooftop to rooftop and mash on the dedicated meow button. Yes, a dedicated meow button to fully enjoy your cat-like transformation that you are about to undertake. But after that, not really much for you to do mechanically. Once that serotonin rush of being a cat wears off, I was left wondering, like, what am I supposed to do? The game consists of fetch quests and tells a decent story that I was invested in during my gameplay, but go into this knowing that there is nothing revolutionary that's going to blow your mind after the small tutorial of how to do cat stuff. Now it's time for my recommendation. Unlike other reviews, we do not score games at 3 dads on a console. If every game is a 9 or 10, no games are a 9 out of 10. Instead, we look at 2 things through the lens of a parent who may have limited time. Number 1, is this game worth your time? Number 2, is this a game you can play in front of your children without any embarrassment? And I'm happy to say that both answers are yes. Is this game worth your time? Yes. It is a pretty short, tight experience, anywhere between 4 to 7 hours, in less than 2 hours if you want to pop that achievement. It is a game that is extremely respectful of your time with how the game constantly moves the story along. There weren't any quests, main or side, that made me feel like I was wasting my time. I was genuinely glad to go fetch things for the robot folk I ran into during my travels. Yes, you can play this in front of your children. Any swearing is starred out because it's only text. It is perfectly safe for you to play and let your kid watch no matter what their age is. My biggest hang up with Stray is the price. If you're a PlayStation Essential or higher tier member, the game is included in your subscription. If you're a PC user or you don't have those tiers, the game will cost you $30. I've been asked by a few listeners of Three Dads on a Console if Stray is worth the $30 price point, and I would have to say, to me, it isn't. Despite enjoying the game, I cannot recommend it at its current price point. I bought the game, and I don't regret it, but people don't have the privilege to buy games on a whim like I do. For $30, not a recommendation. $20 and under, please go for it. You'll have a good time. If you watched the video, please subscribe to the channel for more parent gamer focused content, and watch the podcast live every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on YouTube. Have a great day. Pez out.